Welcome back to the 161st New York Yacht Club Annual Regatta presented by Rolex. Hi, I'm Tucker Thompson, and this yearly tradition has evolved into a multi-format regatta that gives sailors a bit of everything. Yesterday we had a medium distance race around Conanican Island, and now we shift to round the buoys, navigator style, and stadium sailing both in and offshore. We're offshore on the Alpha race course, and the sea state is incredibly big and confused. Adding a challenge to the race course, we begin with IRC 1, and there's the gun. Hooligan, Siren, just about 90% of this fleet tacks onto port in the first left-hand shift. Big seas actually pushing this fleet upwind as IRC 2 gets off the line. Same shift, different fleet. These guys are also all on port. The competitive One Design New York Yacht Club Swan 42s on the line next, and 4 of them are competing to qualify for the Invitational Cup. They are Mutiny, Impetuous, Blazer, and Apparition, and hopefully one of those wasn't the X flag over early. It was Impetuous. So now Paul Zavatakis and crew will have to work their way back up through the competitive fleet. With 20 seconds to go, 19 J111s approach the committee boat end as the breeze is shifted right. All of these boats are training for the upcoming World Championships here in Newport as well. There's the gun, no X flag, all clear. This time, this fleet stays on starboard except for those that got shut out. True to form, the Swan 42s stay together all the way upwind. And it seems like both the left and right sides were pretty even. Charles Keenahan's Mahalo leads John Heel's Daring 1-2 here in the Swan 42s at the top mark. In IRC 1, it's Gunther Berman's Hooligan putting on a good show. The only boat ahead is Ramblin'. A commendable job for Martin Roche leading the 111 fleet aboard Velocity here at the top mark. He leaves a nice gap between second and third and the rest of the group fighting it out to get the kites up. Downwind definitely separates the fleet, and the Swan 42s were at the leeward mark, and Daring has stretched out into a lead over Mahalo and the rest of the group. And there's Hooligan slipping in there among the Swan 42s. Switching sides at the leeward gates is third place overall Interlodge, recently christened earlier this week. You know, I sailed small boats in college, but imagine what it would be like for these U.S. Naval Academy midshipmen sailing a TP-52 offshore with a coach like John Tahansky in the back of the boat. What a lot of fun. With spinnakers fluttering aloft, the breeze is showing signs of dying downwind. Leeward mark with the J111s. It looks like a tie for the lead. Lake effect with a rough drop goes to the right. Velocity with an even rougher drop here goes to the left. Now just look at the mix of IRC and J111s crowding into both sides of the gates. For now, the northerly breeze holds on as the fleet heads back downwind to the finish. Was Christopher Dragon winning IRC2. Here's John Heel's Daring rather, winning the Swan 42 race. With the biggest spinnaker on the biggest boat jibing to the finish line in IRC1. It is Rambra, the new 88-foot machine, heading to the line, and of course, they'll take line honors. And at the J111s, Robert Hess's Lake Effect takes the gun. We leave the Blue Fleet offshore and join the Red Fleet here inshore for some stadium sailing, which seems to be more popular in our sport these days. The starting line off of Fort Adams. We join IRC4, the start of their second race, a major advantage down here. It's a huge starting line. Now the incoming tide has Bill Sweetzer's Rush, who's won this regatta many times, and a few others over, but they dip back just below the line, and there's the gun. Wow. It's a dying breeze and an increasing incoming tide, but that won't stop these guys. 9 CNC 30s are on the line next. The fleet pretty much split upwind, left and right. Been a long beat in a dying breeze, but up here near the Newport Bridge is a little zephyr that increases, and that certainly helps the downwind boats that are facing the incoming tide. You know, sailors from Annapolis are used to sailing very well in very little breeze, and it's no surprise to see Bill Sweetzer's Rush from Annapolis well out in front of this race. Back upwind, CNC 30s are ghosting into mark number 1. First around the mark is Dan Cherish's Extreme 2. Extremely light and challenging conditions. Rush continues to lead IRC4 back upwind. Here, Mischief is led by Swift from the U.S. Naval Academy. America's Cup winner Johnny Wright calling the shots. And Extreme 2 has stretched out her lead on the rest of the CNC 30s as they head back upwind. And now the Etchells are on the course, and it's clear that left is the way to go with everybody, except for the lead boat, on port. Heading back upwind, the CNC 30s have found the same left-hand breeze. We're headed downwind to the finish, and so is IRC4. Remember, Rush was leading all the way around the track, but here, Commodore Reeves, Potts, and the beautiful Karina has passed him as they head for home. You know, Karina does owe Rush some time, but it doesn't matter. This is for bragging rights. We're just a few boat lengths from the finish. There's a port starboard, and right now, Karina's still got it. Rush sets up to go for the pin, but not before Karina takes the race. And the CNC 30s head for the line. Dan Cherish and the Extreme 2 crew has held them off for the win. So that wraps up today's racing, both offshore and in. And tomorrow we're going to concentrate on the classic yachts racing in Narragansett Bay. Tonight is the annual regatta dinner under the big tent. And for now, I'm Tucker Thompson. We hope to see you tomorrow.